Hi, my name is Ginger Lucas, and I'm the Online MSW Program Director here at the Graduate College of Social Work. I'm also a clinical assistant professor, and I've taught online courses for over 12 years. I may be teaching you some of your online courses during your 3 years in this program. But in addition to that, I hope that over the next 3 years that you feel comfortable coming to talk to me about any questions or concerns that you may have in the online program. I've been teaching online courses for over 12 years, and during that time, I have seen many students succeed with ease in an online program, but I've also seen a few students struggle along the way. And I was curious to find out what makes a person successful in an online program. And so I did some formal research, and I did some informal research through observation and evaluation, and I discovered a consistent set of themes. Now, some of you may be entering this online MSW program with experience in online education. Perhaps you've taken an online undergraduate course. Maybe you've used the platform Blackboard and are familiar with it. On the other hand, some of you may have never taken an online course, and you may feel a little uncertain or intimidated about online learning. In order to ease your mind, we will review what the GCSW has in place for you to succeed, and review what your responsibility is as a graduate student learner. From the formal and informal research I conducted, I gathered information about student responsibility for success and institutional responsibility. First, I'm going to talk about institutional responsibility and what the GCSW has done to help all students be successful in the online MSW program. Research indicates that the design and delivery of the course, the student-to-student interaction, and professor feedback and student support are three very important areas that institutions can control that lead to student success in an online learning environment. The design and delivery of the courses in the GCSW MSW program are designed so that most of your meeting time is asynchronous, which means you will complete the work on your own time. You do have specific due dates and deadlines for activities, but you can complete these according to your own personal schedule. Synchronous meeting time will be offered, and it'll be conducted typically during lunch hour, evenings, or weekends. And most of the time, if a synchronous live meeting time is required, which means that you would all log in at the same time and listen to a lecture or participate in a discussion, if that is required, you will have more than one option to complete that. So you might be given an opportunity to log in at 2 or 3 different times during the week. We use the learning platform Blackboard, but we also have integrated various other tools like YouTube, SoftChalk, and VoiceThread. This will help maximize your learning experience. This may be different than what you experienced in an undergraduate course, but because social work is a profession that is rooted in building human relationships, you will find that we use various technologies to build your skill set. This may require that you record videos and upload them to YouTube or participate in role plays in a synchronous meeting time using Adobe Connect. You will find the courses to be organized and clear, and instructions on what to do first, second, and next in Blackboard. In addition, most major graded assignments will have grading rubrics attached to them. I'm going to review the course organization in Blackboard a little bit later. When we think about student-to-student interaction, we know that research indicates that students attribute much of their success in online courses based off of the consistent interactions they have with students in their class. You are going to remain with the same cohort of students throughout your entire program. And this is going to allow you an opportunity to get to know each other, support each other, and network with each other once you've graduated. Activities are designed to encourage your interaction with each other. We will have discussion board assignments, voice threads, and group projects that can be completed online, and you'll be working together throughout the next 3 years. In addition, we're going to have opportunities for you to engage via social media, like using Facebook or Twitter. Finally, professor feedback and student support is critical. Professors are going to provide feedback on your assignments. You should take this feedback as a learning opportunity. And professors will answer email inquiries and hold office hours during flexible times, because we know that students in an online program have needs outside the traditional work hours. In addition, academic advisors are here to assist you should you need help navigating graduate school. You might need a referral to the Writing Center. You might need a consultation for the Center with Students with Disabilities, or CAPS, which is the Counseling and Psychological Services. A student advisor can help you navigate all those resources on campus. A field coordinator is assigned specifically to assist the online students with field issues and field placements. And finally, as director of the online program, I look forward to teaching you and meeting with you over the next 3 years to get feedback about the program and answer questions or concerns that you may have. But let's talk about what research says is the student's responsibility in an online learning environment. I'm going to highlight 3 of the most important things: communication, time management, and your support system. Next, I'm going to spend time talking about each of these 3 things and also cover practical tips for success. So, communication. It's important for faculty to communicate with students and use the announcement page on Blackboard. Some faculty will use Remind 101, text messaging. Faculty may provide additional video lectures to communicate difficult concepts or theories online. And finally, faculty will use email to communicate with students. So make sure you're checking your email and announcement pages regularly. Student to faculty communication is equally important. If you do not understand something or are unclear of expectations, it's important that you first review the information that was provided. Many times we overlook a word or 2 that can clarify things for us. Second, you must reach out via email if you have questions or concerns. Online education is different than face-to-face education because in face-to-face education, professors can read nonverbal cues from students and can understand when a student might be confused and help clarify things. But in online education, those nonverbal cues are not present. And so it's important that if you have questions, you reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Finally, student-to-student communication is important too. In graduate school, your cohort is a wealth of information. Find a study buddy or a study group, and you can use each other as a support system throughout the program. If you have questions, bring it to your study group. They should be able to help you or tell you where to find the answers. For all 3 groups, it's important to respond as soon as possible to any communication. We like to practice a 48-hour response rule. Respond to emails within 48 hours. That works both ways, or all 3 ways. It works faculty to student, student to student, and student to faculty. Faculty will do their best to respond to you within 48 hours, and students should be very responsive to their emails too, especially when working in a group setting, because group work, a lot of times the group's depending on your answer, trying to organize time to meet and complete group projects. While we're talking about email, it's best to review some good practices for email communication. First, when communicating with faculty, please include the course title and your cohort in the subject line. You can also include the question that you're asking in the email. For example, policy class, online cohort, SWOT analysis assignment. Second, proofread all of your emails. Practice professional communication and use correct grammar. In the online program, you will not only be communicating via email, but you may meet synchronously online via Adobe Connect. Here are some guidelines for tuning into an online meeting. Make sure you have a microphone and webcam to begin with. Practice online etiquette, respect privacy, stay on topic, eliminate distractions, and be punctual. When connecting via microphone and webcam, make sure your microphone is muted unless you're talking or participating. Background noise can be disruptive in online meetings for others that are tuned into the meeting. Remember to be aware of your appearance. Make sure you're dressed appropriately, no pajamas, and whatever people see in the background is not distracting. This is good practice for the professional world when you may be Skyping into meetings in the work environment. When thinking of practicing for professional world, it's important to consider a few other things for online meetings. Respect the privacy of others. When meeting online, similar to the class environment, it is important to respect the privacy of others. Things discussed online should stay within the group. Role-play information or sensitive discussion board posts should not be shared in outside conversations. No screenshots are allowed. No tweeting about it. Also, stay on topic. Because online meeting time that is synchronous will be limited, it's important to stick to the agenda and stay on topic. Eliminate distractions. When tuning into a meeting, consider your environment. Make sure you are all alone in a quiet place and people will not be coming into the room while you're logged in. Children won't be crying in the background or dogs barking. This also helps because it assures that you're focused on what's happening in the online meeting and you're not distracted. Finally, make sure you're punctual and log in when you're expected. In addition to communication, research says that time management is the #1 indicator of success in an online program. Get a calendar. Do not fall behind because it's too hard to catch up. When you fall behind, you might post discussion boards that are now irrelevant to the topic being discussed. And then you may not get credit for participation. It's critical to stay on top of your work and work consistently throughout the course of the semester to get your work in and turned in on time. Finally, make sure you have a good support system. If you don't have one, you need to establish one now. Friends and family can support you, but not in the way you might be thinking. Making sure that family understands that you need to study at a particular time. Making sure they respect your commitment and support it. And they may do this by helping relieve you of some of your day-to-day tasks, and that will free up some time for you to study. Support in the workplace can be important too. Talk with your supervisor about your plans to further your education. See if there's some flexibility in your work schedule to study or complete major projects. See if you can use your lunch hour for study time or call-in meetings. Graduate students in your cohort and in other cohorts can support you too. Find a support system within your cohort. But what do you do if your support system isn't helping you and you need additional support? As we stated before, the GCSW has support built in. Faculty, student advisors, field coordinators, and your own cohort member and professional counseling can provide additional support to you if needed. So now we've reviewed what you can expect from the GCSW to support your success in the MSW program and what internal controls you have over your success. But I want to review some practical tips on getting started and getting prepared for day one. Most I've gathered from observations, evaluations, and trials and errors. First, establish a Gmail account for school only. You can use this account to register for your YouTube, create your VoiceThread account, and other programs throughout your time in the GCSW. When you get a CougarNet account and access to UH Online, familiarize yourself with Blackboard. Review the structure of the courses. Review your course schedules and review the assignments. Do this before you do anything else, and do it well in advance of the first assignment due. Connect with your cohort. You can do this online by setting up a Facebook page, a Skype meeting, or some Google Hangout time. Now I'm going to walk you through an example of what a course will look like in Blackboard. When you open your course, you will open to an announcement page. Here, faculty can post important reminders and additional content to help you in your course. Make sure you check this a couple times a week to see if new information was posted, and keep in mind, nothing can be more frustrating to faculty than when a student emails with a question that is answered on the announcement page. The toolbar on the left explains how the content is organized in Blackboard. Under the announcement page, you'll see course information. Under course information, you will find a course schedule. Here, all the due dates are listed, and this is a good time to pull out a master calendar to plan your study schedule. Under course information, you'll also find the course grade, how the grade will be calculated. Please note that the GCSW uses a grading scale that you might not be familiar with. Take time to review this so that you understand that a 90 is not an A. Underneath the course grade, you will find your professor or TA information. This is how you will contact your professor or TA. Under course information, you'll see lessons, and lessons is actually where you begin the meat of the course. Start with lesson 1 and go in order to complete the assignments and activities. Under that, you'll see discussion board. When you click this link, this is where you will find your discussion board assignments. And finally, the last important part on the toolbar is your assignment page. This is the link where you will turn in all of your major assignments. This doesn't mean that there might not be other requirements embedded in your lessons, so make sure that you go back to your lessons and you work through those in a very orderly fashion so that you don't miss maybe a little bit of a participation within a lesson, which might be a voice thread or a discussion board that isn't part of a major assignment but is part of your grade. We think everyone admitted to the GCSW can be successful in our MSW program. As a student, just remember that communication, time management, and your support system will make this road to success a smooth ride for you. And when you hit bumps in the road, we're here to help and support you. And always, please remember, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.